All right. Well, something happened here in Chicago.
Oh, yeah?
Not that that's any surprise.
What, something good? Obviously?
No, and interesting.
Okay.
A Kansas death metal band torn the fuck apart.
I'm sure they're a successful touring band, obviously.
Had the police called them on Friday while they were sitting in their van in the Chicago area Walmart parking lot.
Okay.
The cops came after they received multiple calls about a dark van with, quote unquote, suspicious characters in it.
Very nice.
So they're sitting in a Walmart parking lot in a dark van.
Right.
In the morning, we had stopped and parked in the back of the Walmart parking lot in Forest Park, Illinois, to stretch out and grab a few things after a night off of touring and enjoying the Chicago Domination Fest.
Okay.
Not really familiar with that, but anyway. We had been there for about an hour as our drummer was inside the store getting a few things, and about 15 minutes after he went in, we heard a radio dispatch from behind the van and noticed a cop car had pulled up behind us. Just as quickly as we saw 3 more pull up, and they surrounded us.
Boy.
After a few minutes of answering questions, the cops said that they were there because they had received multiple calls.
Oh, my.
About a dark van with suspicious characters in it. After all IDs were checked and they knew that there wasn't a case, the cops were very professional and respectful to us, and they realized we were no threat to anyone.
Right.
And they even took pictures with us as though we were under arrest and played along with us to tell our drummer we had warrants and we were under arrest when he came back to the van.
Nice.
We don't blame the cops for doing their job. They handled it well, but it was upsetting that we had been profiled.
Oh, yeah.
For the way a metalhead looks.
Right.
This isn't something we have encountered before, and life goes on. Now we get ready for our next show on the tour that is Saturday at the Chicago Domination Fest.
Okay.
So how come this isn't making the national news that some racist cop was profiling these guys?
Because I'm assuming they're white guys, right?
Yeah, they're white guys.
End of discussion. If it was black guys, you'd have Reverend Al.
Yeah.
He'd be out there leading the protest. By the way, speaking of protests, did you happen to see the shit that went down today in Portland?
I know about it. It was the White Pride Fest or something like that?
Something. Those fucking dummies in Antifa, they were throwing hammers at people. They were throwing hammers. Where is the person to pull his goddamn gun and shoot him? Right?
Well, I agree, and I know that you watch Tim Pool now and again.
Yeah, sure.
Well, he talked about a little bit about the fact that whenever there's violence involved in any kind of a rally or march or protest,
yeah,
Tim Pool is not a conservative in any way, shape, or form. He considers himself a moderate. He is not a Trump fan. He's made that very clear.
Sure.
But he also made it clear on one of his recent posts that whenever there's violence involved, he is convinced that it's always the left.
Right.
He says, whether it's the Proud Boys or, a Trump rally or whatever, these people typically don't do anything.
Right.
But when the left shows up, that's when the violence starts.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's Antifa or whoever it is, they're the ones who are always escalating any kind of violence.
What I'm thinking, though, is would a hammer not be a deadly weapon?
Well, here's the other thing. All you hear about since the Garlic Fest and the shooting in El Paso and the shooting in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
about all this concern about banning quote unquote assault weapons.
Right.
Well, if you're whipping a hammer at somebody or hitting somebody with a hammer, would that not be considered an assault weapon?
Yes.
Yeah. So are you going to ban hammers now?
No, you're not going to ban hammer. What my question is if somebody threw a hammer at me, could I shoot them?
I don't know the answer.
That's that's literally trying to fucking kill somebody. Throwing a hammer at somebody?
Well,
I would have loved to seen some of these guys. You have to watch the video. They're on like a bus, and the doors open on the bus, and some of them are like beating each other trying to get into the bus, and then they start flinging hammers. I would have loved to seen the guy just pull out a pump shotgun and just fucking blow the guy with that's winging the hammers back 10 rows and blow his kidneys out of his fucking system.
Right. So would a hammer be an assault weapon?
I think yes. I think dude, people have been killed with hammers.
Sure.
People have absolutely been murdered with hammers. I would think, fuck yeah, if you're throwing hammers, what kind of bullshit is that? You're throwing a hammer, I'm throwing a bullet. Mine just goes faster.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. It wasn't a small hammer, PC. It was a regular hammer.
Right. Was it like a ball peen hammer, or was it like a claw hammer, or was it
claw hammer? It's a claw hammer. You get hit in the face with that claw.
Yeah, of course.
Hammer, it's gonna fucking. It might kill you. There's a good chance that it kills you if it hits you in the face with the claw. Don't you think?
You would think so, of course.
If it hits you in the forehead, it'll go right into your brain. If it's wung with any kind of force, now, fuck. This guy should have shot him or run him over with the fucking bus. That's like the bus took off and they started running after him and like trying to break the windows and shit. That bus driver should have just thrown it in reverse. Run him right the fuck over. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Don't we need this shit, don't we? We need some killing. We honestly do. We just need some street purging. I honestly believe that. We need some street justice purging, and whatever side it lands on is whatever side it lands on. But we literally need when these guys all go, and on either side. I'm not pro Antifa at all. I'm not. But I'm to be honest, I'm really not pro whoever's fighting Antifa if they're actually showing up trying to cause a problem. But isn't it time we just let them kill each other?
Yeah, well, I would agree.
It doesn't matter what their belief system is. Just let them kill each other. And then when you've got 50 of them dead or whatever, then at least you have the argument. Look, every time somebody with a stray gun shoots anybody, we got fucking 8 days of fucking chaos on all the news channels. If 50 were dead from fucking rioting in the streets, wouldn't we finally get a discussion and get some fucking force involved to break this shit up? Shit. How far do we got to go here? Do we got to go to somebody fucking drops a suitcase nuke in a fucking city before it happens?
Well, that's the whole thing is, again, without getting all political, but, a lot of these people, these anti-American type people are flying in or finding themselves in South America and traveling, across our borders,
right?
Our weakened borders.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Where do they come from? Do they have a dirty bomb with them? Do we know that?
Yeah, we don't know that.
Oh, no, we're supposed to just let everybody in.
Yeah, well, that's all ridiculous there. But I'm just talking about just this street violence that continues to escalate. I'm not talking about immigration necessarily.
Well, no, but it could be anybody that goes to one of these, marches or one of these protests or whatever. It's just like, could it be any one of these people?
I get that. I'm just saying that we're in a phase right now where we're letting all this fucking violence happen. Where are from what I heard about today, and I only caught like 5 minutes of it on Newsy, but from what I heard today, the fucking assholes in Portland told the police to stand down.
Well, yeah, of course, because, we don't want to get involved with that.
So the police are ordered to watch other people be hit with fucking flying hammers. Why have police then? Why have police? I would rather that there were no police and I can walk around with my gun and shoot anybody that even looks like they're going to fucking throw a hammer at me.
Sure.
Because I can promise you, if somebody's going to throw a hammer at me, they're going to get a bullet thrown at them. I can promise that. In today's world, I will shoot them. I'll take my chances in court. Somebody's trying to kill me with a hammer, I will kill them with a fucking judge.
Well, we'll have to consult with Metal Church when the hammer swings down.
Well, dude, I mean, would I be wrong? I mean, I know I'd probably end up in jail forever in today's society, but, I mean, I don't think I'd be wrong for protecting myself. You're throwing fucking big, heavy pieces of metal with an intent to kill me. It's one thing if you punch somebody in the fucking face. You guys want to fucking throw hands? Throw hands. Fucking beat somebody's ass. Maybe even break an arm or two. But fucking throwing weaponry, using weaponry, rocks or hammers or shit like that, fuck you. Now you're trying to fucking hurt me permanently. And you know what? I can play that game too. That's how it should be. There should be some shooting in the streets. I'm for it. I hate to say it, but I'm for it. I'm for these people. Just let them fucking wax each other and be done with each other. Do you see any reason do you see any benefit to their fucking dumb protest?
No, I don't understand any benefit to any protest. I mean, whenever there's a protest out there, does that change anything for anybody? I mean, if you have a clear opinion on anything, is a protest going to change your mind?
I certainly don't think that watching somebody get hit in the face with a hammer is going to make you say, okay, well, now I'm pro-abortion.
Right, exactly.
That's fucking ridiculous. All it's going to make me think is, wow, there's a bunch of fucking assholes in this world.
Exactly.
That need to be off this planet.
Yeah. I don't understand these marches and these protests and this and that. I mean, I know it's their right to do it, but I don't understand who are they preaching to? I mean,
themselves?
I mean, if I have a thought on or an opinion on anything, and I saw a march or a protest that is against my thoughts, 99.999%, it's not going to even change my mind.
Right.
It's not going to make a difference to me. So what's the purpose?
None. Well, it's like, dude, the only time I've ever been in any of this shit, and, I think I've told you this before. I know I've told this before. Was in 2000 and I guess early 2002, right before the war, before we went to the war. And I went downtown, me and Angry Pat went to downtown Cleveland to stand with the cops because they were talking about, 100,000 people protesting and there was only, however many cops Cleveland has. So we had heard about a bunch of, vets that were going down there to stand with the cops. And we went and stood there with the cops and fucking threw hands. And, when it started getting stupid, I started throwing punches and kicking people in the face and whatever I had to fucking do, to be part of that. But I certainly didn't come out of it thinking, well, now I taught somebody that the war is good. Or,
now they'll see things my way, pal.
And now they'll be fine with us bombing Iraq or whatever the fuck it was, Afghanistan, whatever it was back then. I don't remember, but it wasn't like that. It was more, I felt like there was an obligation to stand with these cops more than anything. And, the other side, that were marching and that started the violence and shit, they didn't teach it. They didn't convert one ass. Now, one ass changed their mind about the war because they saw these idiots fucking running down the street and throwing rocks and shit like that. No one changed their mind. Everybody that was down there was like, and even news and everything else, everybody was like, look at these fucking dummies. And that was it. Yeah, the protesting, it means nothing. It doesn't. What I don't get is the people. I don't understand the protesters. I don't understand the people that, well, we're going to protest and we're going to have 500,000 people on the blah, 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 blah. I don't get those people, but you know who I get even less is the people that plan to combat it. What are you proving? You're just looking for the fucking problem. You're not proving anything. There's nobody in all those things. You never see anybody say, oh, well, let's get together and have a discussion.
Well, exactly.
That doesn't happen.
No.
It's all, fuck you, you fucking racist. No, fuck you, you baby killer. That's what it is. It's, well, you don't like the fucking Mexicans and you don't like people. You're not for human rights. Yeah, well, they're going to bring a dirty bomb and kill all of us. It's the most absurd, stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's like the argument is taken, it starts at 1,000. It doesn't start at practical. It doesn't start, there's nothing practical about the argument. It starts at the most ridiculous place ever and just escalates into fucking hands and then guns and everything else. Protests are dumb.
It is dumb.
But again, if you're going to have two sides like they had there in Portland with Antifa and whatever the other side was there, the other side of Antifa, let them kill each other. Just let them kill each other. And then sort it out later. And then whatever mom is on the news crying that their little baby got fucking killed, well, your baby was down there, you dumb bitch. Shut your fucking hole. He stood up for his cause, and now he's dead for it. Fucking suck it up. I got no sympathy for any of this shit.
I don't either. I couldn't even imagine anything out there that could motivate me to go, man, I need to go out there and protest that.
Yeah. The only time I think I would get to that level these days would be if we started getting Mad Max-ish. If everything disintegrated, which it could very well get there. It is getting to that point, but if it got to total anarchy and total Mad Max-ish type of a thing, don't you think that you would arm up and fucking try and take over your block or your street?
Well, that's less of a protest, and that's more of a vigilante justice type thing.
Yeah, I mean, to go out there and say, well, I'm against abortion or I'm pro whatever. I might with guns if they literally were like, well, we're going to start collecting on December 1st or whatever. We're going to force you to turn over your guns. I would probably go stand in that armed and ready to shoot people. But other than that, I can't imagine. Would you for guns or would you just hand your gun over?
No, I certainly wouldn't hand it over. And that's the whole thing. Since you brought that up.
Yeah.
Our little cutie pie there, Caitlin Bennett.
Yeah.
She was up in Cleveland there the other day, and she was talking to people along the lakefront.
Okay.
And she was talking to some dudes, him and his chick. Of course, they looked like total losers. Mm-hmm. You got the whole nose rings and the tattoos and the weird hair and all that shit.
Right, sure.
And so she was talking to them about, quote unquote gun control.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying, asking them, well, what do you think about an assault weapons ban? And again, what is an assault weapon? What is that? That isn't even defined. What is an assault weapon?
I would think they're all assault weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you define an assault weapon?
It's bad terminology.
It's poor.
What they're trying to say and what they are saying is two different things. Again, you're kind of picking through the minutia, and I get it. But, what they want is they want semi-automatic rifles off the fucking streets.
Well, but the thing is that what is a semi-automatic? And at what point, does that mean that only bolt-action rifles are legal or can be used? Or
that's what they want. They don't want any guns to be, but they're chipping away at the stone.
Yeah, I get that. But the thing is nobody defines what they mean by that.
Well, of course not, because people take it to every different way, and it's easy to make the argument when there's no clear definition. It's simple to make an argument. We need to ban all assault rifles. That's like saying we need to ban all bombs. What exactly is a bomb? Is a bomb something that's nuclear? Is a bomb something that's
is an M80 a bomb?
Is a pressure cooker a bomb? You know, I mean,
is a rental truck full of diesel and fertilizer a bomb?
That's what I'm saying. That it's such a vague term that, but it leads to the argument. It's an easy, when you stay vague, you make it easy to win an argument, or they think that. Mostly the left thinks that, because if you say we need to ban all bombs, now if you combat that with, well, what about like if I just came back at it and said, well, what about pressure cookers? Well, see, that's me trying to say that bombs should be allowed, because I'm making the most absurd example of what a bomb is to their argument, you know, and that's how they position. They position the same with assault rifles. You can't define what an assault rifle is, so let's just get rid of everything. Mm-hmm. Anything that spits out a piece of lead that could fucking hurt you should be banned.
Right.
That's what they want to say, but they know they can't say that. So they say, let's ban assault rifles. Why? Because what does that mean? Who knows? Is my Mossberg that shoots 22s one at a time, is that an assault rifle? Looks like one by definition, but it shoots one round at a time. So should that be banned? You know, if I say no, well, see, you're just a gun-happy gun nut.
Yeah. Well, anyway, getting back to Caitlin.
Yeah.
So the guy says that she was talking to one guy, and she says, should assault weapons be banned? Well, yeah, of course. Nobody needs an assault weapon. Mm-hmm. And she goes, well, should the government be allowed to come and confiscate your guns? Well, no, I'm not saying that. And so she's like, well, what if you have an assault weapon? Do you think these gun laws would restrict that? Well, if you have one, just don't tell them you have one. Just keep it for yourself, you know? And she goes, so then I guess gun laws don't work then, right?
Right.
He goes, well, have a nice day.
Yeah, gotta walk away while I'm not looking too stupid.
Yeah. so it's just like, yeah, don't turn it in. Just don't tell them you have one.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the government knows you have them. That's the problem. You know, they keep talking. I hear this argument all the time about we don't want to have a national registry, and we don't want to have we don't want to announce our guns, and we don't want to, all that shit. They know you have a gun because you have to go through a fucking gun check.
Assuming you got it legally.
Well, but 90% of the people that own guns own them legally.
Correct.
So there's a list of 90% of the gun owners in this country right now. This argument about, well, we don't want to have a registry or whatever. There already is a registry.
I know. Every time I buy a pistol, I have to stand there at the computer and answer a dozen questions.
And then they make a phone call.
No, they don't make a phone call. It just automatically goes to the FBI database. And it tells them whether I can buy a gun or not.
Whether you're flagged or not.
Exactly.
Right?
And I walk out of there and within 20 to 25 minutes with a brand new gun.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm not on a danger list. I'm not on a flag list. I can legally buy guns because I am not a felon or, somebody on some kind of a watch list.
Right, exactly. No, dude, would you see, and this is where I lose it with some of the gun people, and the gun people think I'm just a fucking traitor. Would you or would you not be for 10-day hold?
Sure, I am.
I'm for 10-day hold. I don't care.
Sure, why not? I mean, what are you going to find out in 10 days that you can't find out in 10 minutes?
Well, the 10-day, the reason for it is so that when you find your wife fucking your neighbor, that you don't run to the store, buy a gun, and shoot him.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
what the 10 days is for.
And okay, I get that part.
It's not to find more dirt on you.
Yeah.
It's to make sure that you don't act.
You're not doing it in a rash manner, or you're not blind with fury when you go do this.
Yeah, no matter what the most mad you've ever been at anything is, you weren't as mad 10 days later.
True.
99.99%.
Yeah, I got no problem with a 10-day hold.
Yeah.
But it's not people who commit these quote-unquote mass shootings. Mm-hmm. They don't typically run into a gun store and buy a gun and go out and start shooting people.
No, they don't. No, look, the reality of our life, and it's a reality everybody has forgotten. You're not guaranteed safety. Lord knows you're fighting to not have safety by the way you fucking treat these police, and you're not asking the police to be involved in your life. So you're asking for less than safe circumstance in your life. Most people are. And if you're asking for that, well, guess what? You're not as safe. So you know what? You could very well get shot up in a Walmart, or you could get shot up in the movie theater or whatever. Sorry if that doesn't feel good, but, that's the risk that you take. That's the risk that you take anywhere, and if you take the guns away, think about like North Korea or somewhere. The police and wherever, they have guns. And if you say anything bad against the government, you know what? They don't come and give you a good scolding. They fucking take you out back and shoot you.
Right.
And you're done. So, you should have some kind of chance. You should have some kind of chance or some kind of recourse. But that being said, these crazy guys that are, these crazy mass shooters, and I'm talking about the real mass shooters, not the ones that like shoot up their house and they call that a mass shooting. Talking about like these fucking assholes in El Paso and wherever the other one was, Dayton. These guys planned this shit for a while. Having a different gun law would not have changed it. Tell me the gun law that would have stopped either of those last two mass shooters from fucking shooting the place up. You're not guaranteed safety. You're just not. You should be guaranteed. What you should do is guarantee yourself vigilance. You should be vigilant. I would love if we went Wild Wild West and everybody had a gun on their fucking hip. I would love that. You want to talk about safe? I would probably feel way more safe with that than I do now. Dude, one of the reasons I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to go in a store and get shot unarmed. Do you?
No. And
Nope.
the thing is that it's speaking of gun laws and whatnot.
Yeah.
That El Paso shooter, mm-hmm. that Walmart that he shot up people at the Walmart.
Yeah.
That was a gun-free zone.
Yeah, of course.
What law would have kept him from carrying a gun into a gun-free zone?
Yeah, he didn't look at the sign at the front of the door.
Oh, shit. I'm not allowed to have this in here.
I can't shoot this place up. There's a sign.
Yeah, I'm taking this back to my car.
Yeah. Where's my box cutter? Dude, the argument is so ridiculous and so stupid. And people buy it because they're pussies. And I can't equate it any other way than that. People that are against guns are just afraid of them. They've watched too many goddamn movies, and they don't realize that the bulk of people that have guns train with them, know how to shoot them, know how to take care of them, know when to fire them. I mean, you know how to fire your guns, correct?
Correct.
You know when to fire your guns, correct?
Yeah. You've known me for 20 years. Have you heard of me in a gun accident?
No, not at all. And how old is the oldest gun you have?
Boy, I had one since I was a teenager.
So 35 years old or something?
Even older. I think I got my first gun when I was like 13.
Okay.
So it's been like 42 years.
So how many bodies does that gun have that's 42 years old?
None.
How about that? My guns, I bought my guns, 7 years ago now was when I bought them. And you know what? They still haven't killed anybody yet. Haven't even come close. They haven't even been aimed at anybody. They've never been aimed at a person, ever. Somehow they've avoided that in 7 years. How does that happen?
Are you sure they're not getting up in the middle of the night and sneaking out and shooting people
and
then coming back before you wake up in the morning?
I can't explain it, but they never have. It's crazy how that works, huh?
Sure. Well, I'm sure the gun laws would have prevented this.
Yeah, exactly.
A woman fires a pink gun at a car leaving a funeral repast and it kills another guest.
Oh, my God.
A 35-year-old mother and a nursing student was charged with murder.
It was murder.
After the gunshot unintentionally struck Andrew Owens.
Okay.
A week ago, Matarimo Haupe, H-A-U-P-E.
Matt Torino Haupe?
Yeah, M-A-T-A-R-I-M-O is her first name.
M-A-T-A-R-I-N-O?
I-M as in Mary, O.
Oh, Matarimo, H-O-U-P-E?
H-A-U-P-E.
Let's see what Matarimo Haupe looks like.
Was living in Springfield and working her way through nursing school.
Wait a minute, I thought this was going to be a white woman.
The 35-year-old mother had never been arrested before. Now she's charged with killing a man.
Bummer.
Her hair in long braids and wearing a gray hoodie and black pants, Haupe sobbed when she appeared for a hearing on Friday at the court.
Okay.
Cook County prosecutors have accused Haupe of firing 2 shots outside of a funeral repast on Wednesday evening in Washington Park. Both missed her target, but one struck a 30-year-old Andrew Owens as he stood at a nearby corner. Owens was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center with a gunshot wound to his face.
Oof.
But he was pronounced dead less than 24 hours later, and Chicago police and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said Haupe was charged with first-degree murder.
Murder.
Prosecutors said Haupe and Owens were attending the same repast when Haupe got into an argument with the father of her child.
So she pulled a gun on him?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Haupe followed the man as he got into his car and began to drive away. Then she turned to her sister and demanded, "Mickey, give me my shit," prosecutors said.
Wow.
Haupe's sister allegedly handed her the pink CPX-1 handgun manufactured by SCCY Firearms, which tells itself that the king of concealed carry on its website.
Wow.
Police said that Friday that Haupe had a valid FOID card.
Okay.
And a license to carry a concealed gun.
In Chicago?
Well, she's from Springfield.
Oh, I was going to say, how does that work?
Yeah, she's from downstate.
Okay.
Prosecutors said that the car had already made a left turn and was gone by the time Haupe raised the weapon, extended her arm, and pulled the trigger twice. 2 9mm shell casings fell to the ground. Owen struck the left eye, and suddenly he collapsed.
Damn.
Officers responded moments later and found the gun near the light post at the 6100 block of South Indiana Avenue. Authorities said that Haupe remained at the scene and admitted to officers that the gun was hers and she had fired it. Haupe allegedly gave an additional video recorded statement while in custody, including that she was trying to aim at the vehicle's tires as it drove away.
Yeah, sure. Good. Nice work.
I'm going to slow your ass down. You're going to come back here and talk to me.
Yeah, nice work.
I'm going to disable your vehicle.
Somehow I'm not believing this story that she was aiming down for tires and hit another guy standing up in the face.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm not believing her story.
An assistant public defender for Haupe said that she had a 17-year-old son and was living in Springfield and working at a nursing home. She enrolled in college where she was studying for a degree in nursing.
Okay.
Looking at Haupe in the eyes, Judge David Navarro noted that she had no previously criminal history and that she had stayed at the scene after the shooting. But he said that was only part of what he had considered in setting her bail. Now
Okay.
she was also looking at a possible sentence of life in prison, and bail was denied.
Yeah, she's not going to get first degree murder, though, do you think?
It'll probably be manslaughter.
Or second degree. She killed the guy. It's got to be murder, but, it's...
Well, it wasn't premeditated, and she wasn't going after the guy that she killed, so I'm sure it's going to be manslaughter.
You think?
Yeah.
Boy, I think if I was the family, I would definitely be leaning them toward the second degree murder.
I know what people think, but it wasn't like I'm going after this Owens guy.
Right.
It's just like, well, he was in the line of fire, and I shot at my ex and hit this guy instead.
No, his tires.
Yeah, exactly.
Shot at his tires and accidentally shot him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Here with that story. You got to be a fucking terrible shot to be shooting at somebody's tires and hit another guy in the face.
Yeah.
That's a really bad shot there.
Sure.
My God. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for the guy that got shot. I personally hope that she does get found guilty of first degree murder and is the new character on Orange is the New Black.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, our good friend Sal lives in the Chicago downtown area.
Fool. That's great.
And it's just like, no thanks.
Yeah, no. You don't even ever want to visit Sal's house ever, do you?
No. Zero desire. I like Sal. I like hanging out with the dude.
Yeah.
But if I go downtown Chicago, not interested.
Yeah, downtown Chicago is fucking dangerous these days.
It is.
It's like I have family. My family they love Chicago. And it's like, y'all have fun. I ain't going.
Well, even my sister, who lived here up until 5 years ago,
mm-hmm.
We were talking about downtown Chicago just recently. Oh, I just miss it downtown so much. And I just like, yeah, you can have it. Why don't you like it? You're just right there. You could go anytime. I'm just like, fuck that.
Fuck that for what?
It's like I got zero interest in going down there. Zero.
Well, let's count all the benefits. You can pay $30 to $50 to park.
Yeah, it's at least 30.
Yeah, and if it's a big event, it's 50. And if it's a night where there's more than one big event, it could be 100 just to park.
Yeah.
Then you can go to you can walk on those dangerous ass streets from whatever parking garage to whatever restaurant or venue you want to go to. That's a draw. No chance of ever getting shot fucking walking down to a Ditka's or something now, is there?
No, not at all. Safe as a kitten.
Yeah, of course. It's kind of like walking through a preschool. It's completely safe.
Yeah, of course.
Then you go and spend your evening there, and then even worse, now you got to come out and deal with the homeless assholes that come out of the woodwork, as well as the criminals that are out at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Dude, I don't even like going downtown Cleveland anymore. I really don't.
Well, Cleveland is a high murder rate city.
It is.
I see that always on the top 5 list.
Why do you think I go to the Roxino? Because it's fucking right there. It's right near me, and it's not. It's away from downtown. I just. Isn't it funny, dude? In the old days, I used to run the flats. I used to go down to the flats every fucking weekend.
Well, I did too.
Yeah, and never had a fear. Never thought about getting shot.
I used to go down to Shooters. I used to go to the Nautica Stage. I used to go to the Odeon.
Yeah, Tower City Amphitheater.
Yeah.
All those places. Never once worried about any kind of an issue.
It was never a concern.
Yeah. Now, when I went and saw Jason Mewes from Clerks, it was at Hilarities. And I'm telling you, I came out of Hilarities, eyes darting.
Head on a swivel.
Yep, just dead. And I'm probably going down there again in 2 weeks because Dave Landau's playing back down at Hilarities. And I'm gonna go see Dave since he's now my employer. I'm definitely gonna go.
Yeah, he still hasn't wore the CMS shirt on Kumia.
I know, he's pissing me off.
Yeah, faggot.
I'll talk to him when I see him.
Yeah, you give him a good talking to.
Like, dude, what are you doing? We went out of our way to get you that shirt. I'm gonna put gay porn on your website if you don't fucking straighten up.
Yeah, pal.
But no, I don't like going down there anymore. It's just a fucking danger zone. I don't, and I guess it's, there was a time when you thought that, well, I'll go, and stay with a pack of people. You know what I mean? Go to an Indians game. You come out with the entire crowd, and it's less likely to be shot up.
Right.
That's not even the case anymore. That's not the case anymore. People love to shoot up a crowd now.
Yeah, as Snoop Dogg says, murder was the case.
Yeah, murder was the case. And to answer Mark Riggs's question, yes, I could technically carry down there, Mark, except all of the businesses are gun-free zones. So you could carry when you're in the street, but you can't go into any fucking building with your goddamn gun. And if you do, you get arrested. And then once you get arrested, then you lose your gun forever. It's ridiculous. It's a dopey way. But, that's why I just, fuck Cleveland. Let it fucking close. I don't care.
Sorry, Cleveland's closed.
Dude, you know what? Again, let the people kill each other. I don't care. I'm not going to be part of it. I'll stay home and watch fucking Mindhunter. Good enough for me. I got YouTube. I can see everything I need.
So funny.
It's true, though.
I agree. I think that's one of the reasons I really haven't gone anywhere, aside from not having anything of interest, but just the thought of going anywhere anymore is just like, yeah, I don't really have any desire. Like this weekend downtown Chicago, they have the big air show down there.
Right, sure.
And I know a lot of people like that stuff and they go down there, but do I have any desire to go down to see the air show? Fuck no.
No.
Not even interested.
And really, the only reason you'd go is to see a plane crash.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Nobody wants to see the planes do their jobs right. They want to see them crash. That's the only reason to see that shit. Yeah, dude, it's funny you mentioned the air show because they have an air show here this weekend in Kurgan. Our good friend Kurgan reached out to me and asked me if I wanted some free tickets to it, and I just don't have time this weekend. But I might have gone because it was in Akron, not Cleveland. But, not that Akron is that much more safe, but it's a little bit more safe, I guess. With Kurgan on the job, I would think it would be safe.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm with you. I don't want to be anywhere anymore. I just don't. I mean, I go to my shows and I fucking try to sneak out of there and get the fuck home, and that's it.
That's all she wrote.
That's it, man.